This is Ron Carter. Previously, we met with two entrepreneurs who made arts and culture an important part of their business model in a picturesque little town in Butler County, Pennsylvania. But what we discovered is that picturesque, historic town has perfected the art and culture of community. And so we've decided to spend a little bit more time there on this episode of Showreel. Nestled just a few miles east of Route 8 in southern Butler County is a picturesque little town that was founded by John Roebling, who's considered the forefather of the suspension bridge. But truly, it's the residents and the businesses of the town that make it a truly unique place to visit. Welcome to Saxonburg. I am with Fred Caesar, who's a curator here at the Saxonburg Museum, and he's also the president of the Saxonburg Area Business Association. And so, Fred, thanks for joining us for Showreel. We're going to talk a lot about Saxonburg today, but what is this is a beautiful museum, and we're looking forward to seeing a lot of the pieces that are here. But how does Saxonburg, who founded it? What's the brief history of the town?
John Roebling founded the town. He actually bought 1,600 acres of land for about $1.25 to $1.37 an acre back in 1831. Fantastic deal.
I'm actually familiar with John Roebling because he, if I'm correct, is the inventor of wire rope and subsequently suspension bridges?
Well, he perfected wire rope cable, and he figured out a way to twist it, and he made the twisting equipment so that you could make the what was modern day wire rope cable that was had good tensile strength and all that. He did that here in Saxonburg. So he came here. On the grounds of the Roebling Park is the original wire rope workshop. It was a workshop. He had drawings. He did his drawings and designs in there. He did not have equipment. He would make and get volunteers, and once he was going, they would go and make 2,500 feet of twisted wire cable here, starting on the park land, up behind the church on Main Street, and down to where Duco now ceramic is. And they'd make those long stretches, and that's where that's how his original wire cable was
made. So that's
made.
really his claim to fame. But when he founded Saxonburg, but why did he call it Saxonburg? Why not Roebling Town?
He and the group that came with him started it, but really nicknaming it Germania. And then they really made the town's official name Saxonburg in the German Saxonburg.
Oh, okay.
I'm not very good with my German.
Sure.
So Saxonburg. And then it was anglicized to Saxonburg without an H, by the way.
Without the H. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but it's been there ever since then. He laid out the town. This town, the main street, is laid out exactly how he did it, east to west. Church being here on the east, the west on the other side, kind of in the spirit of how German towns were set up. He knew that he would write letters back to, he came from Mulhausen, Germany, with his brother, and he would write letters back saying, hey, I've got this great town, it's great here in America, you've got to come. And he said, but I need commerce, I need blacksmith, I need all this. So they started coming over, saying, hey, if this is great, John, we're coming. So he landed up and sold the land, and they developed it.
So we're going to take off your historical hat for a second, and we'll talk about the Business Association, because one of the reasons that we're here is that it really seems like Saxonburg businesses and residents really, they have a knack for coming together as a community for not just to create events, but there's like a cohesiveness that all these businesses are willing to work together, and there's not legislation that says you have to do these things. They simply want to do it. Now, what do you attribute that to?
I think there's a spirit here called Saxonburg's Proud. And over the years, they've developed a group called Discover Saxonburg that's part of the Saxonburg Area Business Association as well. We've come together and we realize that this is a community that has a lot of great things. We have a great history. It's a very iconic main street, a very neat street
very
to visit.
picturesque.
That's correct.
Very
Some people
picturesque.
say even Rockwell-ish with the church at the end of Main Street.
Very much so.
But so it's a place to come, to shop, to dine, enjoy, and obviously learn history as well. And we all realize that we have a good thing to share, and people know that. We have a number of events during the summer. On the third Thursday of the month, we have the Mingles on Main, where the street is closed off, and we have vendors, both food and others, and then all the shops are open, and you can just browse from 5 to 8 and have a good time. We have some record crowds this year that have been coming, and we'll continue those through September. So that's a great event. Obviously, we've had on an ongoing basis the Firemen's Carnival.
Right,
that's
a
coming
famous carnival.
Oh, it is. It's a big, and it draws a lot of people. They do the pet parade as part of the series, and then we also have the Firemen's Parade on Thursday night of that week. And that draws.
I also read something about you got a Model T car.
Yeah, we're very fortunate this year. July 15th, on that Sunday, the Model T tour around the country is going to spend
several days. So this is a tour that comes all around the country. They're stopping in Saxonburg.
That's right. They're going to be here. There'll be, from the last I heard, over 200 Model T cars here on that Sunday afternoon. They'll be here at the Roebling Park.
Are they all going to be black?
Model Ts were not were not colorful. They were black. But they tell me one of the cars is pristine. It's going to be beautiful.
Oh, that's exciting.
But they'll be here at the park and also lined up on Main Street. The stores will be open and all that. But you'll have an opportunity to talk to the owners and all that during the afternoon. The second September weekend, we have the Arts Festival. It takes over Roebling Park up on Main Street. We have vendors from all over the country. We have an art display in the lower part of the church. They do judging on photography and other things as well. Okay. So it's a big weekend. We get thousands of people here during that weekend, and we're glad to have them. And we always, you'll find great Saxonburg hospitality for anybody that comes.
Wonderful.
Ron, this is the Roebling Room. It's dedicated to John Roebling and his family, honoring the legacy. He had been an engineer, has an engineering background and student over in Germany, went to the best institutions and all that, institutes I should say. And so then while he was surveying work, did a job for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, he found out that on the Portage Canal, the Allegheny Portage Canal, the hemp ropes, which were about 9 inches in diameter, they kept breaking, and it was a dangerous situation.
Sure.
And he said, I got a better idea, I'll do this. And that's where he started working on it, which he started here in 1837. We have on the wall here some, and some people may know that some of the Pittsburgh bridges were part of the original series of bridges that he built, the original Smithfield Bridge, and then the other one was the Allegheny River Bridge. Neither of those bridges are standing anymore, but it wasn't his fault that they needed to change over time.
We won't blame him for that.
His real claim to fame for the family was the Brooklyn Bridge. Now, other parts of the museum, you'll find that the area certainly has a lot of German heritage, and you'll find here's a bedroom and some depiction of what might have been in a bedroom at that time. Just a little phrase: have you ever told somebody to sleep tight?
Yes.
Okay, you know what the origin of the sleep tight?
I do not.
Okay, sleep tight is that you were to tighten the ropes on your bed at night.
Okay.
So that's where it started. I think the bedbug bite thing came later.
That came later, right?
Yeah, but we have people have given us rifles, some other items that certainly depict the era, going back even to one of them is the Harper Ferry. Going from there. Indians were in the area, obviously, before this area was bought and all that. And even when the Roeblings came, there were Indians still in parts of the area. You'll see on the wall here, some families have donated the arrowhead collections. Some of them found just in a field up here, just over the borough line. They said that it used to rain in the mud in the fields, and all of a sudden they just would appear.
They just start.
Yeah. When you were on Main Street, you probably saw that there's a store there that's currently called Curds and Molds Cheese Shop.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. It looks very much like the picture. This picture is somewhere from 1990s and 20s. This was a glass plate negative taken, and it was so sharp we went and had it blown up. So
Wow.
we've tried to make it like you're walking into the old
yeah.
Moorhoff General Store, which the original Moorhoff family came after Roebling wrote a letter back there and said he knew them in Mulhausen. They said, come on over, I need a store. They came over, opened the building. The building's still standing. It was run as their family general store through several generations until late 1980s. And the one other thing I think that people always this was Moorhoff's safe. I got to tell you, I can tell you, his money and everything was safe.
Wow.
There was no doubt about it.
Holy cow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It is. It's a fantastic safe that he had there. So
I still have the combination, so in case somebody locks it accidentally?
Yes, we do have it.
All right, very good.
Yeah. This back here in this area, this farming has always been a big part of Butler County, as you know.
Absolutely.
So this is some old farming equipment, and gives some, especially the younger generation, some idea of some of the old equipment that would have been used. Gas. We talk about fracking nowadays.
Right. Yes. Not a new thing that people don't realize.
That's correct. Gas and oil was always big up in this area, and of course there was William Smith, who was actually between Tarentum and here. He's buried not just outside town in a cemetery on 356. But he was one of the ones that helped Colonel Drake with the original Titusville map drilling. Other thing that's in this display that is kind of unique to me, I never heard of wooden water pipes or wooden oil blinds.
I have not heard of that either. So this was
used. This was used in Freeport.
To flow water through, and oil.
Yeah, oil. This was
using wood.
Yeah, this was in Sarver, and I'm told this is an auger that would have been used on the wooden oil one. But I never heard of this before, and apparently, there wasn't the water pressure we have nowadays, and it was more going downstream or going downhill. But this is fascinating.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Now this this was the original hose cart that was owned by the Saxonburg Volunteer Fire Company, purchased I've been told, in 1931 for $35. But it was used for years by Saxonburg. Of course, they have a lot of modern equipment now, but that was it.
But how did they actually get the water to flow through at something like this?
They would have tanks, or they would put it into lakes and all that.
Wow.
That's a good question. We have to ask the fire department.
I'll have to have that discussion when we talk about their
They did have for decades a band, and this was a uniform that would be depicting the band that they had in town. They would be in the parades. They would be in doing other events. They would be in Memorial Day events and all that. But so we've always had a very active volunteer fire. Behind us here, we're very fortunate. The Cooper family donated for the museum 2 cars. This is a 1937 Plymouth. I will say a funny story. When people see this car, they kind of say, isn't that the kind of car that had a rumple seat? Unfortunately, this one doesn't have a rumple seat.
Oh, okay. So what, is this just a trunk then?
Yeah, it's just a trunk.
Okay.
And I know it says do not touch, but
I just touched it. Good
no,
Lord.
no. I want you to feel how heavy this is.
Oh my goodness.
Steel.
That is a substantial piece of machinery.
So think about the whole car. This room is dedicated to Reldon Cooper. He's the man that I was telling you, the Cooper family with the cars. He was the mayor here for 32 years, and he gets the credit. He had the vision to build this museum in 1991. I don't know if he ever thought it would be filled as much as it is, like it is, but it's my honor to keep as a caretaker.
It's amazing,
right now.
yes.
Yeah. We do honor the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts that were in the area, and also some of the sporting teams over the years. Some people that come through kind of, this is the basketball. They did win a championship in 1917-18.
All right.
Some people point out that they don't know if they would want to play against that
Yeah, he looks
fellow.
like he's got a bit of an attitude.
So I guess that's how they won.
And of course, when baseball was spelled with 2 words.
Yes. Nope. And go from there. And there were several baseball teams in the area. This was donated. This is not actually from Saxonburg. What was an interesting fact to me is that this was from the Green Sox, and the Green Sox was a team in Greensburg, and it was a farm club to the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I was fascinated by that. Again,
old typewriters,
manual typewriters, and Apple.
What is this?
That's an Apple
an
IIe.
antique Apple.
Yes. How about that? Well, it's fascinating when young people are here. We point out that that floppy disk doesn't hold anything near your phone, cell phone, or anything.
Oh, now this is truly amazing.
Well,
I mean, what's
going on here is we were very fortunate in the area. There were a lot of men that did scrolling work, and these are 2 different men's works. This was Ernie Lang. He passed away in 2008. This is some of the examples of his scrolling.
Did they use this machine to make all this?
Early on, Ernest did use this, as a pedal.
Holy
It's a
cow.
pedal. Yeah, and if you know anything about scrolling, you've got to drill a hole with the blade and all that.
And so this intricate work was created by
partly
something like
some
this.
of the early ones, but later
gosh.
on he did change. But he made a lot of it. Yeah, some people may recognize this is the Butler County Courthouse, but he made fascinating pieces over time. This was another gentleman. He passed away, and his family donated this last year. It took him 4 years, 2008 to 2012, to make this. It was his creation. He saw illustrations and all that. And the daughter that donated it to us, she said that when his fingers were hurting from scrolling at night, he would then sit down and lace beads to make the chandeliers. I said back to her, I said, if my fingers were hurting from scrolling.
Just looking at it.
Yeah. Oh, it's a fantastic piece. Now, a lot of people like it.
Fred, it's an absolutely fantastic story about Saxonburg and John Roebling, and it's a beautiful museum you have here. I know we're going to be talking to a lot of other people and really having a great day showcasing Saxonburg itself. So thanks so much for your time.
Thanks so much. I appreciate you coming, and have a great time, and discover Saxonburg anytime.
All right. Thanks so much.
All right.
We are back at Batch with Megan Pohl. It's a pleasure to be back here.
Thank you.
Love your space.
Thank you so much.
But what we wanted to talk about is Saxonburg in particular. One of the things that we noted when we were here the last time was just how really the town and the businesses and the residents seem to gel, and you have all these fantastic events going on. And you're the organizer of one of those events called Mingle on Main Street, right? Now, tell me about that. How did all that happen?
Well, Pam Bauman was mayor at the time, and she was such an advocate for promoting the town. And Butler Tourism actually had the Toast for Tourism dinner our first year. And I kind of said, like, we had the street shut down, and the people were up on the street, and I said, we should do something like that once a month, like, cause excitement. All we do is the arts festival in town every year forever.
Sure.
So she was like, let's do it, and we started it, and it was like, it started out with only 6 vendors the first year, the first couple months, and it's grown to over, 45, 50 vendors sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
And what's even more amazing, you shut down Main Street 3 or 4 times over the course of the summer, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit chaotic sometimes, but I think it ends up being so much appreciated and such a community event.
Well, and it's such an achievement to get all these businesses and residents together like that. Now, tell me a little bit about, what are your thoughts on Saxonburg, and are you happy that you opened up your shop here? And
Oh yeah, I say it all the time. I would never want to store anywhere else. And we do a lot of little neighborhood markets and stuff, but the support of town, they want town to succeed as much as we do. And the support's just overwhelming. It never ceases to amaze me. Yeah.
Really amazing. Truly
Yeah.
amazing. I'm with Lacey Russell, who's the manager here at Three Rivers Art Glass, our newest business right here on Main Street in Saxonburg. So Lacey, how long has Three Rivers Art Glass been here?
We've only been here about 4 weeks.
Oh, really? So you are brand new?
Yes.
Wow.
But we are an established company. We were in West Deer previously, so we just moved to Saxonburg.
So what inspired you to move your business here to a place like Saxonburg?
Well, the town's really cute. So we really enjoy the foot traffic and the people in the town. And as soon as we moved here, we've gotten so much more support from this community than we've ever thought we would have.
So the fact that you're a new business, you're not getting eyebrows raised like, who are these newbies in town?
No,
they're embracing you right away.
Yes, and we've had a lot of the fellow business owners come in and support us and tell us, good job, and that they're happy we're here. So that's really cool.
Well, you have a beautiful place. Now, do you create some of these works here?
Yes, the owner, Brian Buchanich, and I are the only artists that are inside this shop.
Fantastic. So everything that we see in here was created by either you or him. Wonderful. And what do you think about a town like Saxonburg? Like you said, do you think that the people have been great? Has it really been successful for you? It's only been 4 weeks?
It's only been 4 weeks, and we've had a lot more foot traffic than we would have had in our previous location. And we've had some good business. Definitely the weekends are our best time, but even last Wednesday, I had a lot of business, and I was kind of surprised.
Well, that is excellent. It's really great news. And now they do this event during the summertime every month called Mingle on Main Street. Now, have you been involved in that yet since you're so new?
Yes, we were involved before we were completely established, but this last Mingle on Main, which was last Thursday, we actually did better because we had more stuff and larger items. But we actually had the radio station 97.7 from Butler County.
Oh, sure, the rock station, yeah.
They were here in front of our building promoting us and promoting Mingle on Main. So it got a lot more foot traffic because of that, I think, as well.
Tremendous. And so they have a lot of other events coming up. I'm told they're doing like a Model T car cruise is coming up, and then there's actually an arts festival in September in Saxonburg. Are you going to be involved in the arts festival?
We're going to be involved with all of it. As much as we possibly can. We're going to do the carnival, we're going to do the arts festival. We're trying to create as many items as we possibly can from now until then.
Well, and it's all handmade, so this is not factory work, so it's as fast as you can possibly make your hands work.
Correct, yeah. I was in our fab shop yesterday working tirelessly. Yeah, I think my hands probably got more cut than the glass.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess that's a hazard of the industry.
Yes, it's way more fun, though, than a desk job, I can tell you that.
I'm quite sure. Well, it sounds fantastic. We love your space here. It's a beautiful, do you happen to know if this is a historic building?
This is, which is why we're not allowed to bring our large kilns and our torch and all of our huge items. That's why we have to have a fabrication shop instead of keeping it all here.
Because it's a historic space.
Yes.
Oh, I guess they probably don't care to have you burn it down with kilns and things like that.
They don't want us to
Oh,
do that.
don't But it is. It's fantastic. Welcome to the neighborhood. It's a beautiful space you have here, and the best of luck.
Thank you.
This is Melinda Brzezowski. She's the owner of the Saxonburg Coffee and Tea right here on Main Street. And Melinda, this is such a unique space. What can you tell me about it?
Well, this is a fun building, really.
It really looks. It's very entertaining.
It is. It's a fun building, and it has its own personality, if that's possible.
Sure.
But we're in the newer edition, which was built in the 70s. Up the stairs is the original structure that was a summer kitchen.
But this area right here is the actual exterior of that summer kitchen.
Yes, this is the original stonework, which is pretty amazing if you look at it.
And so the coffee shop's been here for 4 years, I understand?
Yes.
But you've been here how long?
Since October.
So you're relatively new to the community.
No, I was born here. I was born and raised in Saxonburg, so no, I'm not. My family's 3 miles from here. I grew up.
All right, so you really can speak with some authority about the town of Saxonburg and the people here.
Yeah, I guess so.
Great. Well, the reason that we're here is because we were here just a couple weeks ago talking with Megan from Batch and Valerie from Speckled Hen, and it just occurred to me that the town itself is just a very unique area, and they seem to get it in terms of working together with businesses and residents and things like that.
I think we try really hard to do that, and if you look at Main Street, you'll see most of the businesses on Main Street are female-owned, which is a big deal if you look at it.
Interesting. That is interesting. I didn't even realize it.
So the bakery, I don't know if you guys have been to the bakery, is Megan. She owns the bakery. Obviously, you've been to the Batch.
Right.
Even there's a dog grooming place up the street, owned by a female. The hotel is owned by a female, the Saxonburg Hotel. I don't know if you stopped there.
We plan on stopping over there. Well, that's very intriguing. I hadn't even really thought about that. So we've got some female entrepreneurs out here.
I would say quite a bit of them.
Wonderful. And so now, as far as the town itself is concerned, you mentioned Mingle on Main Street, and that's one of the things that really kind of struck us is the fact that you've got a lot of events designed to get people onto Main Street, and Mingle on Main Street being one of them.
Oh, Saxonburg is all about their festivals. So it seems that we have a festival every week.
Well, that's a good point, because we also found out, of course, you have the Saxonburg Carnival, which is almost world famous. You've got the...
It's hard to believe.
Yeah, but I mean, it's amazing. And then you've got the Model T car cruises coming up.
2 weeks.
And then you've got the Arts Festival itself, which is in September. So July is really a big festival month. So we start with the Mingle on the Main comes first. I believe it's the 12th. Right.
Then the Model T Festival is that Sunday. And then, although the carnival is starting on Tuesday this year instead of on a Monday, the coffee shop is working with the fire department, and we're sponsoring an event on Monday where the firemen are going to bring the fire trucks, the ambulances, have a few things for the kids so that the kids can climb around on the fire trucks. And then this month, July, we don't do the progressive dinner, which we skip and do that in August.
Okay.
And
so
then
what's the progressive dinner?
The progressive dinner is with several restaurants in the area, and you start out, you buy a ticket, it's approximately $55, and you start and get hors d'oeuvres. You can do, you get dessert, a full meal, and you make your way for each stop.
Okay, so you move from place to place, almost like a crawl, like the bar crawls.
A bar crawl, but yes, this is for food.
Fantastic.
Yep, it's very fun. We just had one a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and it was vegetarian was the theme. So
When's the all meat all the time one?
I don't pick the menus. Judy, there's a group of women that do it, and Novotny's Pizza. They have started this, but primarily Judy from the hotel. She put this together to bring people to the street of Saxonburg for the businesses.
Wonderful.
And they do get a pretty good showing. We usually get about 60 to 70 people for the evening.
Truly amazing.
And they gauge the ticket time so that not everybody comes at 6 o'clock.
Right.
There's a tour time.
That's excellent.
And then they end normally at the coffee shop.
Perfect place to end a meal, of
Absolutely.
course, having the gourmet coffee.
We have coffee, and now we have homemade ice cream as well. We do on the courtyard.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, what's unique about your particular blend of coffees?
We use a very small roaster, and he actually helped found the coffee shop 4 years ago. And he only works with 5 other coffee shops.
Really?
And so Aaron is very good at manipulating the bean, for lack of a better word, and doing different flavors and really individualizing what you taste.
So truly, what you get here at this particular coffee shop in Saxonburg, you really can't get anywhere else.
That would be correct. Like I said, he does have a few other places that he goes to.
Right.
But no, his are all very specialized because he
Wonderful.
does more small batches that he can control the flavors and the roasting times.
Well, you have a beautiful place, historic, operating a successful business out of it. It's just a wonderful thing that you've got working here in Saxonburg.
Oh yes, it's great. It really is. It's a fun place to be.
Fantastic.
And we get all the kids. The high school students come, the middle school students come, so it's a safe place for kids during the week or after school. You'll see them here doing homework, doing tutoring. So it's nice that it's a safe place for the kids to go to.
Fantastic. Well, it's great stuff. Thanks so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
This is Alan Green. He's the executive chef here at Hotel Saxonburg. And Alan, thanks for joining us for a few minutes of your time. I know you're busy.
You're welcome.
What can you tell me about this beautiful hotel? It's absolutely gorgeous.
It's been my life for 40-some years.
Really?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All the way from, how did you start out?
Worked in Washington, D.C. for a number of years, moved back to Butler because I was born and raised in Aliquippa.
Okay.
Applied here and been here almost ever since.
Have you been a cook all this entire time, or did you start out like washing dishes like the rest?
Yeah, I'm self-taught.
Self-taught.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm self-taught.
Wonderful. So it looks like it's a very historic building. We visited the hotel rooms. It's really nice that there's actually a hotel right on Main Street in Saxonburg.
It is.
Is the ownership, are they actively involved in the community as well?
Very much so.
How so?
Judy has brought so much brand new life to this town, it's unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah.
So she's kind of responsible for all that, huh?
Absolutely.
Well, what kind of things does she involve the town in?
We have something every other month called Mingle on Main. There's
Right.
1,500, 2,000 people out there walking around, eating, having a good time, mingling, if you will.
Wonderful.
Progressive dinners, many, many activities that she's...
Now, somebody mentioned that before, the progressive dinners. I assume that the Hotel Saxonburg is involved in the progressive dinners?
We do the entree.
Okay, so people will actually go from place to place.
There's 5 places, yes.
And they try different menu items and things like that, and you handle the
Appetizer,
entree.
salad, soup, yada, yada, yada.
Fantastic. And what kind of, that gets a good response?
50 to 60 every time.
Wow, truly amazing. What's it like working in Saxonburg?
Our main draw is the North Hills, the South Hills. I mean, this is a destination place.
Right.
I mean, the people in Saxonburg have grown to accept us for our transformation since Judy bought the place, but...
How long has Judy owned it now?
Going on 8 years.
Okay,
Going
great.
on 8 years.
So you have to kind of finagle things to get people to come out here and try it.
Got to do it both ways.
Of course.
Gotta do it both
Of course. But do you think these festivals and all these arts, I know they also have an arts festival coming up in September. Do you think that helps the town?
Absolutely.
By drawing all those people in?
It's our busiest weekend of the year, far and away.
Is it really?
Far and away.
Fantastic. So, how long have you been with the hotel now?
I worked for the original owner for 25 years. Mm-hmm. He passed away. I went to work for Springfield for 7 years. And when Judy bought the place, she made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
Fantastic. So you're very excited to be here.
I love it.
Love it.
I love it.
Excellent. Well, Alan, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
Truly, Saxonburg symbolizes what it means to live in a Main Street USA type town. But beyond that, they've really perfected the art and culture of creating a community, doing special events, coming together, residents and businesses, to create something that's really remarkable and truly special. We wish them the very best, and we'll see you the next time on Showreel. If you would like to find out more about arts and culture in Butler County, PA, be sure to visit the online calendar on the website of the Butler County Tourism and Convention Bureau.